What's up, you guys? Matt here with Texas Edge Home Inspections, and I get a lot of questions about the gear I carry and the tools that I carry. So I thought I'd make a little video that I cleverly call "What's in the Bag," and I'd go over what's in my tool bag as well as some other items I carry, and I might even take you to my truck and show you some other things that are out there. So check it out. Okay, so the first thing, I got my tool bag here. I carry this Husky bag. It's nice, it's rugged, it's canvas, and so it won't scratch any surfaces or anything, and I like that about it. And the first thing, and this is what I carry all the time on me, and this is a tool pouch, right? It's a small tool pouch, and this is just my this is what I throw in my belt and I carry around, and I come inside to get other tools from here usually, but this is what I carry around during the inspection the whole time. And so what's on that? We got a tape measure. Oh, first thing, it's got a magnet right here built into it. This is great because I'm popping out screws for things every once in a while. I can stick them on this magnet, and I very rarely lose a screw because of that. Now, I carry this screwdriver. It's a Milwaukee. It's got all your different tips here, all the ones that I ever really need, aside from nut drivers, which I have in the bag. I'll show you in a minute. But this is a ratchet screwdriver. I find that to be really convenient out in the field. Okay, so also got our pressure gauge, our water pressure gauge. Don't go cheap when you get these. I've gotten some cheap ones and they break really easy and they tend to not be accurate. So next really important thing is a flashlight, really good flashlight. This is a Phoenix E35. I really like this one a lot. It's got a nice wide beam on it, very, very bright, rechargeable, interchangeable batteries. Okay, we have a electrical tester. Kind of a little pin tester. This just tells me whether things are hot. Every once in a while I grab it just to see if I got a live wire sitting around somewhere. Also helps inside the breaker box sometimes. The handy outlet tester with the GFCI button. Okay, so go through these pretty regularly. I mean, I got a few of them in the bag, but anyway, that's something I use on every single inspection. Here's a tool you might not think of, but I use this sucker a lot. This is a retractable magnet. What do I use this for? When I drop screws, because they don't make it on this magnet, on the bag, I will pick them up with this retractable screwdriver sometimes. They can get down in a little crevice and I can reach down there and grab it, so that's pretty cool. Also, I use this magnet to test whether or not we have galvanized piping. Galvanized water piping is the only type of piping that a magnet will stick to. So if I ever have any question as to whether or not I'm looking at galvanized, I will take this and pop it on there, and if it sticks, it's galvanized. Okay, moving on. Also, the last two things on this pouch are it's kind of a box knife. I use this to get in panel boxes sometimes. Just every once in a while something needs to be cut, you know, without damaging anything. And that's the reason why I like to have a sharp blade, because usually I can open up things that I need to open up, or if something needs to be cut, I can do so with that without causing too much damage. Finally, I carry this is a voltage meter. It tells me whether or not I'm dealing with 120 or 240, and I use this in case I run into 240. Of course, when I'm on the 120 stuff, I'm going to use this, but when I'm on the 240 stuff, I'll pop this in there just to see if it works. You know, you can see it's got different lights. It lights up both if the 240 is operational, and so I'll use that. And if I have any questions, I have a voltage meter, and I'll pull that out when I need it. Okay, so the next thing that I carry on me all the time when I'm doing the inspection, just about all the time, is a gas meter. Now I have two here, and they fit in this really cool little pouch that I found at Home Depot. Both of them do. I carry both of these, but this one right here is the one that I carry around the whole time. This is a TIF 8900, and you can turn it on here and, you know, sniff any gas joints with it, see if you've come up with any gas leaks. It does a fantastic job. But this little sucker right here, God, what is this? Not even sure the brand name, but I can get it if anybody. Oh, forensics detectors. Okay, so this sucker tells me parts per million, and I like that. So I carry them both. If I find a gas leak, I'll usually go grab this sucker and put it on there and see if I can get the parts per million. Now, the wand isn't very long on it, and there's some other things I don't really love about it. The screen isn't very photogenic, but it does tell me parts per million, and I really like that. So I carry them both. All right, what else do we got in here? This, guys, is my microwave tester. It's a coffee mug, right? Test water to see if it gets hot. Okay, there's different ways to test the microwave. That's really all we really need to do. Just see, make sure the control panel works, and then test to see if water gets hot. So I fill this with water. It is also my oven thermometer holder. This serves a dual purpose. So whenever not only do I take these out and it holds them while they're in my bag, but I can stick these in the oven, do my temps, and then when it's time to pull them out, they're usually pretty warm, and I can drop them in this mug and not worry about them burning anything. Whenever I take this mug out and I set it on the counter, and so when this mug is sitting out, after I test the microwave with it, once I'm wrapping up my inspection, it lets me know, hey, go get your oven thermometers, and that way I don't forget them in the oven. I've done that a few times, let me tell you. And of course I carry around a couple pair of gloves just to grab those hot oven thermometers or whatever else I need gloves for. Now, a moisture meter. This is one of my favorite tools here. We'll go over thermal imaging in a minute, but I do carry that around, and that tells me the temperature of things, but oftentimes we need to know if moisture itself is present, not just if it's cold or hot. And so we use this. This is a protimeter, however you want to say it. Survey Master Moisture Meter. This is a great tool, and I love using it. So, moving on, what else do we have here? The DeWalt little handheld drill. It's really cool. You turn it one way or the other for it to spin. I got a little saddle here that holds my typical bits, a flat head, a Phillips head, and then a square bit. And so I use this quite a bit. Sometimes you got to deal with screws that are quite long. Doing that with a ratchet screwdriver, not fun at all. So I carry this sucker here. Okay, so I said we got a voltage tester, and I carry one of those in here too. And my nut driver set, because every once in a while you run into something that's not a Phillips, not a flat, not a square, and you got to have a nut driver. I carry a small level. I have a bigger level on the truck, but I carry a small level just to check things every now and again. And even in here somewhere I have a brick level. Not for measuring brick, obviously, but it's just a even smaller level. That way I can carry it around in my bag if I need to. Okay. These are electrical wire gauge testers, and so they've got I'll have to find the name of this company, but this guy makes these with a, what do you call that, a 3D printer. And anyway, he's got all the gauges on here, and so you can test wires, make sure they're the appropriate size for the breakers. It's pretty cool stuff. Plus they're plastic. That's neat. Carry a gas key. Oftentimes there's a gas key already there, or sometimes it's a hand-turned valve, but sometimes it's not. And I still want to test that, so I always carry a gas key with me. Big pair of channel locks. Just never know when you're going to need to use something like that. And of course a lighter coincides with this sucker here. Usually I grab them at the same time. A little aim and flame, point and click thing. That works best. What else do I have? I don't use this very often, but I do have a mirror on it, a retractable mirror. It also has a light on it. Anyway, pretty cool for various purposes. Blue tape and foil tape. Foil tape for whenever I probe. This is my probe thermometer. This is a great thermometer, by the way. Powlaken, Powlaken. Really nice probe thermometer. I carry that to take temperatures at the air handler when I'm not getting what I'm looking for with my FLIR camera inside the house. And if I have to poke a hole, I got my tape to cover those holes. Also blue tape for buyers whenever they're doing whenever they're with me on a new construction inspection. They can take that and blue tape something if they see it while they're there. What else do we have in here? Okay, so I got various, and this is important, various styles of drain stoppers, including the shower pan tester. This one's awesome. And then various sizes of these little plugs. I run into sinks and bathtubs that don't have stoppers from time to time, and I still want to know how they perform. So we fill up tubs and sinks and then drain them all at one time, and that's how I find a lot of leaks. And so just because it's missing the stopper doesn't mean that I don't want to know if it works or not. So I carry that around. I'll carry all different types of those around. Also, just in case my water pressure gauge loses its little O-ring, I carry a few additional O-rings on my pack here. We got some additional flashlights just in case. I got some rubber gloves in a little pouch here just in case. These days you got to have it hand sandy. Okay, that's about it for the bag. Oh, one final thing, I carry around super glue. Well, you never know. Come in handy a time or two. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, so the next thing I carry around, I carry a Surface Pro, Microsoft Surface Pro in a rugged case. I get questions about my software all the time. I use Whisper Reporter. Great software. Yes, this thing takes a beating. Yes, I've had to replace screens or replace these things every now and again, but it's just the way I do things, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I take my photographs from this mostly. Some of them, of course, I take with my FLIR camera. Sometimes I take some with a digital camera and import them into this. But for the most part, I'm carrying this sucker around during an inspection and snapping photographs with this. When I do that, those pictures end up exactly in the report where I want them to be, and I can drop my comments in there and everything. And that's great for me. That's what works for me. Now, the next thing, FLIR. Thermal imaging is a really big thing when it comes to home inspection. This is a tool that helps us find all kinds of things. Temperature anomalies such as missing insulation, leaks within walls and ceilings, all kinds of things. And I've actually found missing or drywalled over air returns and air supply registers before. I carry the FLIR E8. They make many different ones. I don't think FLIR makes a bad camera, but you can go as cheap or as expensive as you want in this. You kind of get what you pay for, but there's a certain level where home inspecting, I think you kind of level out and you don't need the super duper expensive stuff. But of course, the cheaper stuff, again, you get what you pay for. I carry, speaking of getting what you pay for, a really cheap digital camera, and I need to upgrade this, by the way. This one's got a scratch on the lens. It doesn't take great pictures, but it does the job. I rarely use it. Sometimes I just want to lighten my load, and I carry this around and I snap a few pictures, but I find it to be a little time consuming to come in here and upload them to my computer. I know somebody that does that, and they seem to love that. That's not my method. I carry and I don't have them out right now, but a Bluetooth keyboard, a Bluetooth mouse, and also a hotspot so that I can make sure to get most of my reports I try to send out on site, or at least from my truck right there afterwards. So I have all that stuff set up, and sometimes I can come in here and pop this memory card out, which I carry a little memory card reader here that goes into my Surface Pro, and that way I can import all those pictures and stuff if I need to. Various styles of chargers and things just for some of my tools just in case, and one for the digital camera. This is kind of neat for those of you that do things the way I do it. And this, if you don't know about this little cable, this might come in handy for you and for other uses too. This is a USB, but the other end of it is a magnet, and the other magnet end goes into the FLIR camera or anything that takes that style of port. And so whenever I go to upload my pictures, I don't have to go full with plugging it in. The magnet sticks it right there. And so then I just plug the USB in and then quick disconnect. We're good to go. I like that tool. Okay, so I think I mentioned taking you out to the truck. So why don't we go outside and see what's there? Okay, in addition to the things that I keep in my toolbox, there's some things that just kind of hang out of my truck or things that won't fit in the toolbox. And so I thought I'd take you out here and show you those. One is a little mini tool kit with a bunch of, it's got some sockets and a whole bunch of different little bits for whatever. You might run into a situation where you need to use a little tiny screwdriver or something of that nature. I also have a hard hat. This looks like a regular hat, and it is. I picked this up at an inspection conference, and it had another hat over it, but that one kind of wore out, so I dropped one of the hats I had around over it. And yeah, it's a hard hat. I don't wear it that often, but whenever I do, it has definitely done me well and protected my head. Other sorts of hats I keep in here just to keep rain and sun and things off of me. Speaking of rain, I carry some rain gear. I've got some really cool rain pants. I can't really see who makes these. Five Oaks, really nice rain pants that I can throw on over whatever I'm wearing, and then a Columbia, rain slicker jacket, hooded rain jacket, super cool to have, keeping you wet, keeping you dry. It also keeps you nice and sweaty. I carry around a ton of towels and ShamWows. A lot of them I have back over here in a toolbox, which we will go over in a minute. But you just never know when you're gonna have to clean up some water. We find leaks all the time. Okay, in addition to that, I got coveralls. I sometimes occasionally have to get underhomes, and when I do so, I want to have a pair of coveralls to kind of protect my clothing and protect me. Also, this is something I kind of got recently. Oh, hold on, dropped something. Something I got recently was a vacuum. I find I don't really like to leave a mess in a house, and oftentimes insulation and things will fall out of an attic space, attic ladder whenever you pull it down. So I carry around this. It's got a charger for my vehicle. I can plug it into my truck and charge it there, or I can take it in the house and charge it. And so I keep this sucker just to vacuum up any mess that I might make. I try to keep things nice and tidy and nice and clean, but sometimes we make a mess, and I just don't want to leave it that way. So let's get in the back of the truck and let's see what I got back there. Come on. Oh, before we go in the back of the truck, there is one more thing that I carry, and I wear these on just about every inspection. Not everyone, but just about, and that is a pair of Cougar Paws. These shoes are unmatched for walking on roofs. They have a very unique and replaceable sole on them, and you can walk on composition roofs, composition shingle roofs with ease and with safety and feel really good about yourself up there and feel nice and safe. These are an extra pair of soles. They're held on by an industrial Velcro. I can't say enough about these shoes. They make me very confident walking around on a roof. Okay, let's get in the back. Okay, so back here in the back of the truck, I keep my little giant ladder. This is a 22 foot, probably unnecessary. 17 is probably fine, but I like having the big sucker. And I carry a little step ladder back here, just a little cheap sucker in case I need to get somewhere and I don't want to carry my big old ladder. I also have another ladder inside my toolbox here. So this is interesting. This is important, guys, rubber boots. Okay, I can't tell you how many inspections, almost every inspection at some point I wear these. I wear them whenever I test the sprinkler system. Oftentimes I end up in a lot of mud or wet ground. Every time I do a pre-drywall inspection, it's just a nightmare with the mud and everything. Having these this is just essential as far as I'm concerned. Oh, yeah, shoe covers, guys. Essential. Gotta have shoe covers. We're trying to keep places nice and neat. Some of these houses are very expensive. I'm gonna be walking around in the house without shoe covers on. Also, I've got my little wheel measuring device. That way, in case I need to measure a house, oftentimes I pull my diagrams online, but sometimes I can't. Sometimes I need that sucker. This is a painter's pole. What do I use this for? I use it to test the smoke detectors. It's retractable or extendable, and I can get to almost every single one of them that way. I like having that thing around. I think I mentioned that I had a larger level, and here that is back here. I also have a retractable ladder. That's pretty cool. I have a regular hard hat back here, a respirator, all sorts of other things. Oh yeah, here's one thing that I usually use in conjunction with my, if I can get it out, with my coveralls. Knee pads. If I'm crawling under a house, having knee pads on, that's huge. That's huge. So that's about it for what I carry. Oh, there is one more thing. Let me hop down and show you. This is a pretty cool tool. Dropping stuff everywhere. This is a pretty cool tool I keep right here, and that is my zip level. Okay, I use this sucker to measure the levelness of a foundation. I don't use it on every inspection, but if I suspect that there might be foundation trouble, I'll usually take that and kind of verify whatever I'm finding one way or the other. And of course, if that thing throws me any crazy numbers, then it's time to recommend that an engineer come out there, a professional engineer come out and take a look at the property and make an assessment. Okay guys, that's about it for what I carry. I think I covered just about everything. Let me know if you have any questions about where to get any of this stuff or any brands or anything like that. I'm gonna get to work. Matt with Texas Edge Home Inspections, call me so I can inspect your next house. Bye now.